Thank you for joining me on today's episode of VA Buyers Getting Ripped Off. Before we get into this one, if you have any questions on your VA loan entitlement, managing multiple properties on your entitlement, purchasing a home, or being a homeowner, please subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. Okay, so today's VA buyer isn't really a buyer per se because this is a refinance scenario. And it's a cash out. Now, if you're unaware, you can do a cash out refinance with your VA loan. A few things to think about. It does reformat the entire loan. So the amortization schedule starts over at zero, new interest rate, everything. But the benefit is that you can borrow, in theory, up to 100% of the value of the home. So this individual wanted to pull out some money for some debt consolidation, which is a pretty common deal when wanting to do a cash out. So through a friend, he reached out to me and just wanted me to review the loan disclosures that he was provided by this other lender. So I open it up here. We got page one. Okay, what am I looking at? So I see the total loan amount is $485,000. Okay, that's going to incorporate the amount that's being pulled out. I see the interest rate about a 6 1/8. That's not terrible for a VA cash out. Borrower did tell me their credit score was on the low side. I eventually found out it was actually under 600. So 6 1/8 is definitely not a bad rate for that credit score. But really, it's page 2 of this document that's going to give us the juicy details of how good of a deal this really is. So as we all know, because you watch my other videos, when reviewing these loan estimates, when you're looking for the context of what the lender is actually offering, you will always look at Section A, origination charges. It's always going to be either at the top or top left, depending on which disclosure that we are referencing. So right here, we see very tip top origination charges. Look at those numbers. I tell you what, when I saw it, it took my breath away. So lenders can call these charges all kinds of different names, but ultimately everything in that box is the cost of the rate and loan that they're passing on to you. And this gentleman is being charged nearly $19,000 for that 6 1/8 interest rate. Now again, credit score was sub 600. We have to account for that, but that's just ridiculous. That's not even incorporating all the other closing costs that are inherent to a refinance. So right off the bat, I know not only is this a terrible deal, but I can do significantly better, and I endeavor to do so. So what I shared with this borrower was not only could we do this cash out probably more efficiently and effectively than the other lender, but I could give them the exact same rate for about $15,000 less. That is correct. From lender A to me, there is nearly a $15,000 difference in the bottom line. And of course, this is of doubly significance for the borrower because number one, it lowers their closing costs dramatically, but it also increases what they can pull out if they choose to do so. The reason that is because on a refinance, you can actually roll the closing costs into the loan itself. And if we go back to page 1, what we'll see is that the closing costs for this loan were a little over $40,000. And as I just showed you, about half of that was a charge for the frickin' rate. When I really explained the breakdown to this guy, he was appalled. I was appalled. We were mutually appalled. And look, he knows that his credit score is not the best. He knows that his debt to income is not the best. There's absolutely some challenges there, but just because there are some challenges doesn't mean that he, you, or anyone else out there deserves to get raked over the coals when it comes to trying to do a loan or a cash out refinance or whatever it happens to be. Here's my advice to you. If you are getting estimates from a lender and there's a lot of crooked numbers in that Section A, send that estimate to someone you trust. Send it to me, email it to me, text it to me. I don't know, put it in snail mail. I don't care. I will absolutely review it for you for absolutely free. If it's a good deal, I'll tell you. If it's a marginal deal, I'll tell you. If it's a god-awful deal, I'll tell you, and then I'll present you some alternate solutions as well. I would much rather spend that time with you doing that than you get raked over the coals on a terrible loan.